Hello everyone, my name is Zio and welcome back to the channel. Today we are going to be taking a look at the Backrooms. So, Backrooms is based off the, what do you call it? Like, what would you call the Backrooms? Is it like a creepypasta? Modern day creepypastas, but come on, we all know what the fucking Backrooms are. Like, either way, a furniture store owner, Clark, I don't know why his name's Craig in the script, my bad, gets lost in the Backrooms and his therapist gets involved. Let's just get into it, okay? So, I have a lot I want to say about this movie. The Backrooms are an incredibly cool concept, in my opinion. And sure, you do have these Roblox kids and whatnot adding like SCPs, adding levels, extra floors, and really just getting the whole Backrooms thing mixed up with other liminal space horror. But liminal space horror is something that I actually really do love. It's a kind of genre that I wish we had more of, especially after this movie. So I don't mind too much. I wish we had more of it. And this was my main excitement going to this film. Now, Kane Parson directed this movie. He did the incredibly popular web series of it too, where he didn't create the Backrooms. It was a 4chan post, but he did make that really popular series that a lot of people kind of say is like the main Backrooms kind of content. And he directed this movie, and he did a great job on the YouTube series, but now like this is a movie. This guy got a movie. Full big budget ass movie at the ripe age of 19, fresh out of high school, dominating out of the box office. And I'm going to be talking about this a whole lot later, but how does he do this for a first film? So, let's do a little analogy here. First things first, I forgot to mention this. May I have a tattoo now. Yeah, I got Mae Borowski tattooed onto my body, and that was really awesome. I was gonna make a big deal, but I got so caught up that I'm looking between two screens right here. I forgot to completely mention that I have a Mae Borowski tattoo now. So that's pretty awesome. That's why I'm wearing the fucking what's his name, Carl from Aqua Teen Hunger Force fit right now. But either way, you take a guy from the stand who plays baseball in his backyard with his dad sometimes, you throw him on the actual, like, MLB team, and he knocks it out of the fucking park because Backrooms was absolutely phenomenal all the way through. It is an incredibly horrifying, uncomfortable, and intense stomach churning film. It just has this never ending feeling of dread and suspense that honestly damn near made me cry sometimes. It was incredibly uncomfortable. Had me breathless, and I'd say it is probably the best horror film we've gotten this year so far. And I might change my opinion if I go see Obsession on Tuesday, which I'll see about that. Um, because I hear Obsession is honestly really good, but I'm gonna make sure I check it out soon, and it's also relevant to this Backrooms discussion. And this is just a long time coming. No, like we got. It's crazy that we just got an adaptation of Backrooms, like the Backrooms, because Backrooms has dominated the. I wouldn't say dominated, but Backrooms has been such a big cultural thing within modern internet that it's crazy to see that we just have a mainline movie like this. There was that American Horror Story short episode that I don't really see anything talking about. It was garbage. It wasn't good. Instead of actually focusing on the main thing, which was the Backrooms, they focused on some dad that we really don't care about, coming to pass with his sins, and oh, he killed his son, and it's like barely taking place within the actual Backrooms itself. Not to mention they completely get the idea of what liminal spaces are wrong. They aren't a purgatory for sins that you've committed. It's this weird sense of familiarity and kind of nostalgia. And let's actually pull up the definition, because I don't think I am doing like a good job here. Where the come on. Sorry, it's being like I don't know why the fuck it's like okay. Never mind. You know what fucking liminal space horror is. Which is what this movie does very well. Even when we aren't in the actual Backrooms, the cinematography and the kind of blocking of some scenes and just how things are placed within frame, it makes it feel so incredibly uneerie. I'm going to be getting into spoilers here and there, but I do kind of want to dedicate like a spoiler. I do my spoiler sections. This will be a spoiler review. Um, there is a part in the movie where it just kind of shows this stop sign and it shows this store, and it's empty. There's nothing there, and it feels so eerie. And it's like that's what I did want to kind of see. I understood that this was going to be mostly a Backrooms film because it's Backrooms and his idea of what the Backrooms is. But I do like that they do show off this some more liminal space horror. Either way, and the Backrooms themselves look absolutely phenomenal. It's a big ass set, and I wonder how much of it actually did get used because I hear that thing went up to like 30,000 feet or something. Correct me if I'm wrong. It's a far cry from just the Blender rendition of the original series, which Blender's not bad. I mean, they got fucking Oscars. They do feel endless. They feel big. They feel grand, and it it gets more confusing. And I also love the explanation that they do give to what the Backrooms does. It's still a bit ambiguous, but let's get into some minor spoilers. The pool rooms do make a quick cameo, which I thought was actually really cool to see. I do think that is a pretty cool little space there. This whole ass VHS sequence right here, where it is where Clark is running away from this unknown monsters. We see the pool rooms briefly, and we kind of go through. I don't want to say like the levels, because I do think the levels is what like really tainted what the Backrooms are. But we do kind of switch from that yellow wallpaper that we all know and love to more distinct visual style, and I love that. But it's this like Christmas tree like sequence right here, just this dark room, this VHS filter. It feels nostalgic because of the Christmas lights, but it feels so uneerie. I felt so sick watching it. And this is just where the movie shines. It's not just claustrophobic, it is downright suffocating. It never leaves you breathe, and it's constantly entrapping you and closing in on you, and I think that's beautiful. For the actual plot itself, though, this is where I see a lot of criticism directed to it, and I think the acting is phenomenal. I think I think everyone does a phenomenal job with their performances, and I do again I so the explanation that they give for the Backrooms is that it remembers stuff to a point where it doesn't remember, if that makes sense. The metaphor the metaphor that they use to explain that is describe a dog to someone who's never seen a dog, and then they draw the dog. I loved that little comparison there. It's a very simple story too, and I like that it was simple, yet it never explains what the Backrooms are. But I like that. Where I think the movie shines mostly in its plot, though, is what it questions, is what it kind of the themes and metaphors of like mental health and struggling and change and just kind of trauma and memories and all this. It definitely is like a very memory filled film, which again, that's a big part of what liminal space horror does, is that liminal spaces play off like a memory thing, like a nostalgia thing. And I don't think this movie does a nostalgia thing, but there are a lot of memories and remembering, if that makes sense. It back Another thing that I liked about Backrooms was the fact that it also pays more respect to other parts of recent internet culture. So, quick spoilers, or I'm just gonna get it. Quick spoilers. There's some scenes where, first off, in the trailer, it did play the dun dun like 647. I think that's what it was called, which is often with the Backrooms, which I think worked a lot well. Again, the pool rooms do make a quick cameo. The I'm trying to think. What was it? Caretaker is briefly heard. I don't think it is just a burning memory, because I think maybe that would have been a bit too obvious. But I do think you hear it's like in the hospital scene. It's like in a hospital. I forgot what I think. It was in a hospital, and I think you can hear Caretaker alongside Ulterior Motives, that song that was like lost. And I'm not gonna call those horror. I know that's a bit um disingenuous, but yeah, it uses a lot of internet association with what the Backrooms is, because I mean the Backrooms did come from the internet, and I think it does a good job portraying that. Backrooms was just a big hand grabbing you by the throat and holding you for about 90 minutes, creating, with some of the most intense ass sequences I've ever endured in a theater, an incredible sense of uneasiness and just making the viewer uncomfortable, while also perfectly portraying such a huge cornerstone of recent internet culture. Backrooms shines and shaking the hell out of you. The writing is good, but you can pick it apart just a tiny bit. And it's absolutely amazing that they let a 19-year-old be given this chance. And again, the fact that a director this young, my age, was able to do something this big and like it looks good. It's so well made. Curry Baker too. Both of these guys are YouTubers who are dominating the film scene, and we just saw this from Iron Lung too. I love to see this. I love to see it when a first-time filmmaker knocks it out of the park, and I hope we get to see most of it in the more of it in the future. But I also hope that Hollywood doesn't learn the wrong lesson from this movie, and we get that awful YouTuber movie trend we had back then, where the big appeal is, oh, it's Logan Paul in airplane mode, or give these opportunities to people like Mahler or fucking Critical Drinker, who I think yeah, Drinker does have a series like that. You know, um, I, I like that's just it. Anyways, Backrooms does get an A minus. Congrats, Kane. I hope you succeed more. And let's kind of get into some spoilers. I'm just gonna kind of ramble off here because I didn't write anything. I didn't write anything for this section, but I think the main problem with the movie is that it does hand you the themes a bit of little. Clark goes insane, and I do think it is very abrupt on when he does it, and it's not like it's not built up. We get this sense that he is a mentally unwell man to the point where you could feel bad for him, but then he gets to the point where he doesn't want to change, and that's where he becomes like the villain of it. I think I think it worked. I think it was a bit like out of nowhere. But let's talk about the big monster of the film, Pirate Clark, the Clark entity, the I know. Is he a still life? Because the still lifes are like these like people who are in the back rooms, just kind of there. They don't really do much. You can eat them and whatnot. That's how Clark's been surviving in the back rooms. But we see Pirate Clark, and I love this entrance so much of just this giant monster. Just oh, you think it's gonna be that creature from the video, which they don't do, but I can see that the pirate hat, and I can see that's where they were sort of inspired off of it. But I think Pirate Clark was cool, and yeah, okay. So I'm trying to think what else. The ending, I thought the ending was very okay. I thought the ending was perfectly explainable and just like yeah, no, that makes sense. Because I see a lot of people confused on what the ending is, and it's just clear you weren't paying attention. I'm sorry, but the movie does deliberately explain to you what happens in the back rooms and how these still lives form. Is that out there is a guy wearing a shirt, just not with a bunch of eyes. Out there, Barbara is out there, and it does. That scene is very clearly him explaining what these things are, and I think a lot of people were seeing, oh wait, so is Mary stuck in the back rooms or something? No, that's just her still life. Very easy to understand, and it's an unsettling shot too. But yeah, you know what? My next review is going to be a scary movie. I do want to watch Noir at some point, but Jesus Christ, I fucking binge method. But I graduated, so yeah, I was gonna make a whole thing talking about that, but actually no, fuck my graduation. It was completely screwed over for me. But that's not it. If you guys did enjoy this video, hit that like button, subscribe, and until then, it's just the way we're wired.